for Lanes and Games bowling highlights for March 5th through March 11th. With me, as always, Armani Taylor. My name is Chris. We're going to dive in and congratulate some bowlers on their high scores this week. Let's start with the Sunday Night Mutts League, where Victor Balco with a big 205 game. Nice bowling, Vic. Brian Klein with a 205 game. Brian's been real hot the last couple of weeks. And Chad Miller with a 232 game on the way to a 641 series. In the women's side, Mindy Blair with a 151, Janet Chippy with a 167, and Ashley Zabura led the way with a 184 scratch game.
In the Monday morning Alley Cats League, Robin L. had a 198 game with a 481 series. Linda McCormick had a 181 game. Chris K. had a 179 game. And Jackie Martinich had a 490 series.
In the Monday Night Penelec League, Joel Varchel with a 202, John Zabernick with a 213, and Joe Yaworski with a 215 game on his way to a 604 series. Also great handicap bowling, Devin Pecora with a handicap 259 and a handicap 733 series.
In the Monday Night Portage Area 10-pin league, Andy Andreo Jr. had a good 203 handicap game.
In the Businessman League on Monday nights, Tom Fritz 221 on his way to a 648 series. Sean Wonderling 243 on his way to a 653 series. And Bill Freewald with a 246 game on his way to a 691 series. That was the high series for the Wake. Nice bowling, Bill.
In the Tuesday morning Dogwood Hits League, Joyce Jindelsberger had a 173 handicap game with a 428 handicap series, and Mary Barnes had a 158 handicap game.
In the Tuesday Toppers League, Sandy Mirabile with a 187 game on her way to a 507 game. Judy Treese with a 202 scratch game. And nice consistent bowling, Kim Najar with a 508 scratch series.
In the Tuesday Night 10-Pins League, on the men's side, Josh Bardo had a 235 scratch game with a 658 scratch series. Jarek McCullough had a 221 scratch game, and Harry Feathers had a 216 scratch game. And on the handicap side, still on the men's, Dylan Richardson had a 274 game. And on the women's side, Sue Palove had a 203 scratch game. Diana Roberts had a 181, and so did Sherry Burkhart, 181 as well for the women's.
In the Thursday Night Mixed League, bowling on Tuesday nights, Joe Kay with a 217, Bruce Thomas with a 229 game, and Eileen Potts with a 173 game.
In the Wednesday morning Domestic Engineers League, Shirley Dickert had a 168 scratch game, and Becky Sarver had a 163 scratch game with a 427 series, and Kathy Latouche had a 232 handicap game with a 647 handicap series.
In the Wednesday Night Shamrocks League, Monica Kolar with a 140 game, Kristen Stenger with a 166 game, and Linda Shriver with a 187 game. Ron Kramer with a 201, and Bob Pitak with a 211 scratch game.
In the Wednesday Nighters Mixed League, on the men's side, Sam Walker had a 213 scratch game, Gary Kentis had a 211 scratch game, and Carl Deitman had a 204 scratch game. And on the women's side, Terry G had a 231 game, and Barb Shark had a 185 game, both scratches.
In the High Priority League, real nice bowling, Damian Bartis with a 266 game, Lucas Corbros with a 267 game on his way to a 676 scratch series. Joe Pippin with a real consistent 667 game. And Jeff Burns with a 297 game. That was the high game for the week. Nice bowling, Jeff.
In the Thursday Night Sportsman League, Gary Bigham had a 255 scratch game with a 632 scratch series. Josh Bardo had a 237 scratch game with a 645 scratch series. Brad King had a 245 game. Keaton V had a 640 scratch series. And Brian Klein also had a 237 scratch game.
Told you Brian's been bowling well. I'm going to ask Keaton how you say his last name. In the Teachers League Thursday nights, Robert with a 224 game. Joe Stiles with a 225 game. Nice bowling, guys.
In the Friday Night Men's League, Charlie Kulik had a 264 scratch game with a 658 scratch series. Tom Muerto Jr. had a 236 scratch game. Travis Shreve had a 234 scratch game. Larry Beamer Jr. had a 631 scratch series, and Bob Walters had a 622 scratch series.
In the Friday Night Middle of the Road League, Cindy Boudet with a 174 game. Teresa Meyer with a 179 game. And Kelly Kornbrooks with a 201 game. Deanna Esworthy with a 220 scratch game. And Luke, not to be confused with Lucas, Kornbrooks with a 243 game and a 615 scratch series.
In the Friday Night Sandbaggers League on the men's side, Paul Hoffer had a 232 scratch game, and Dan McInnes had a 219 scratch game. And for the women's side, Heather R. had a 152 scratch game, and right behind her was Maddie McInnes. She had a 151 scratch game.
In the Youth League, Curtis with a 167 game, Chris with a 199 game, and Tori with a 121 game. We have our special event with Brunswick coming up on Sunday, March 26th. It is a demo day, which means they're bringing a variety of different new bowling balls. So they have a variety of grips and hand spans. It's $10 to attend one of these sessions. We have two different sessions. You can sign up at the front desk. We do ask that you sign up ahead of time. There's only so many spots so that everybody gets to throw the balls a couple times. If you do end up buying a ball, that $10 goes towards the ball. But otherwise, just a really cool event to be able to throw some of the newest balls that are out there and see how they react and if they work with your bowling shot. So that is Sunday, March 26th. You can sign up at the front desk in one of those two sessions. And then we will be having a King and Queen of the House singles handicap tournament on Sunday, April 2nd at 10 a.m. That is for E14 league bowlers only. As we end the fall and the winter seasons, you had to bowl in a fall and winter season. We'll be using your highest average if you're in multiple leagues at our house. And we'll have some brackets and high bots and just a celebration of the fall and winter season coming to an end. But there is fun in the summer. Lots of different leagues. You can see the front desk or a14lanesgames.com/leagues to see the summer leagues. Until next time, good luck and high scores.